Hey there everybody, it's Andy Greenham from Forest City Coins. I am third Greenham on the CGC boards, which I recommend you checking out. I am selling on eBay under the username Forest City Coins. That's all lowercase, all one word. My email is forestcitycoins@gmail.com, and if you want to check out my website, it is www.forestcitycoins.com. I am back with another video. These are all CBCS books here in this one, so I'm not going to say CBCS again. Well, maybe I will. The first book up, Fighting Leathernecks, number 3. This is a Superior comic, so it's a Canadian edition, 1952. The Grading Company gave it a 7.5. The book is normally from Toby Press, but this is a Superior edition, so the Canadian version. Yeah, so it's a great book. It's a obviously war genre, and it's got this girl getting grabbed, and so that's exciting. It looks like they're taking her away from the Koreans over there. Hopefully everybody turns out okay and nobody gets hurt, but you know what, in war that's very, very unlikely. But yeah, it looks like they like having this girl on their lap. She's a gorgeous dame. Next book, Wonder Woman number 115. This is a 5.5, off-white to white pages. This came out in 1960. Great DC book, mid-grade. The cover by Ross Andrew and Mike Esposito. They did a ton of stuff for DC. A lot of war books as well. Story by Robert Kanigher. He was running the show. And yeah, you can see Wonder Woman is upside down, and all of a sudden this figurehead grabbed Wonder Woman by the leg just to save her from the sharks. So that was nice. I haven't read this book, so I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, it looks kind of exciting and kind of goofy that's normal for DC back at around this time, though. They had a lot of off-the-cuff kind of stories, and so I'm sure it was pretty entertaining stuff. Next book, Aquaman, number 26. Another DC. I love DC, by the way. This is a CBCS 7.0. See, I said CBCS again. It's white pages, 1966. In fact, somebody wrote 1966 in the A of Aquaman there on the title. This is the first appearance of Ogre. Now, what's that? Well, it looks like it's a group of people, Supreme One, Typhoon, and the Huntress. So I think that this is probably desirable because the Huntress has first appeared here in this book. But yes, nonetheless, it's a 12-cent DC, higher mid-grade copy. Sharp presenting anyway, nice colors. And yeah, Aquaman is actually picking up steam, so another book to consider. Cover and art by Nick Cardy. Great stuff. Sticking with Aquaman, here is number 29. This one is a 5.0, white pages, also 1966. Also Nick Cardy doing the cover and the artwork. And this one is very popular. Hot. Why? Ocean Master, first appearance. That's why. So cool book, and a nice mid-grade affordable copy. Sticking with DC, we have Brave and the Bold number 1. All right, take a look at that. Take a look at the cover. Do you see number 1 anywhere on there? No, you don't. Well, I wonder why. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because a lot of comic companies at that time felt that bringing out a new issue was a little bit risky. So they actually they didn't put the number 1 right on the front cover because they wanted people to think that, you know, this was maybe a good selling book for some time. So number 1 nowadays is like a desirable thing. People think it's going to be worth something if they have a number 1. But at this time, it was the exact opposite. So yeah, this is great. This is actually the first time I've owned Brave and the Bold number 1. Cool cover. It looks like, well, I can see for sure that Joe Kubert's on there, but I think that somebody else has helped him do part of the artwork. It says cover and art by Russ Heath, Joe Kubert, and Irv Novick. I can see Kubert there for sure. I think I see Novick. I see Heath as well. Yeah. But I'm sure they're also talking about the insides as well. The stories inside by France Heron and Robert Kanigher. And inside we got the first appearance of Viking Prince. That's cool. Silent Knight and Golden Gladiator as well. So yeah, this is a 3.0. Geez, I talked all that time without even telling the grade. This is a 3.0 restored slight amateur, and the amateur restoration includes piece added to cover, tear sealed to cover, cover reinforced with glue. So cool. Now here's an oddball book. This is Captain Video #2. Don't ask me why I bought it, but don't ask me why I spent the money to get it graded too, but I thought this was a pretty neat book. I hadn't seen one like this before and wanted to get it graded. It looks like it is a cover that is drawn based off of a US photo cover, so maybe I'm not even familiar with Captain Video, but this one came out by L. Miller and Son in Great Britain, London, England, and 1951 UK edition. George Evans and Clem Weisbecker artwork. White pages, 5.0. It's kind of neat. You know, I guess that's why I bought it. Why do we buy anything? Because it's neat usually. So, yeah. And what's interesting is it's got a 10-cent price sticker on it, so, or a stamp on it. So maybe it came out in the UK without a price and somebody later put that price on it. That's kind of what I'm guessing, because if it's in the UK, they're not going to have cents. They're dealing with pence, and you often see that D stamp on there, 6D or whatever D, and that stands for denarius, in case you were wondering. Okay, next up, CBCS 4.5, Bobby Benson's B-Bar-B Riders #1. That's got to be one of the goofiest titles that they've ever had. 4.5 off-white to white pages from Magazine Enterprises in 1950. Cover and art by Bob Powell. This is the first appearance of the Lemonade Kid. I don't know why I submitted this book, but it's pretty cool. All these boys riding horses and having a grand old time. Oh, I know why. It's B-Bar-B Riders #1. That's why. Jeez. Yeah. No, that's this is kind of neat, actually. There were a few classic covers in the series of B-Bar-B Riders, but I never had a #1 before, so that's why I sent it off. Okay, next book. Star Spangled War Stories #6, and actually we don't see the issue number on the cover of this book, but that's what it is. Open it up, inside front cover or first page, you see the indicia, and that'll tell you what the number is. This is a CBCS 5.0 off-white to white pages, 1953. Cover and art by Kurt Swan and Ray Burnley. The art inside, Fred Ray and Jim McArdle. Story by Ed Herron. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm familiar with this book because I collected DC War comics exclusively, and if you have a copy of Chris Pedren's Big 5 Information Guide, you'll know that Chris Pedren listed this book as rare, and so I always thought that's cool. I love rare. So there were some books in there listed as scarce, some books listed as very scarce, and only one book in all the DC Big 5 that was listed as rare, and that was this one, Star Spangled War Stories #6. So I keep calling it rare, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice mid-grade copy, 5.0. Could be yours. Just let me know. Last book. This is Action Comics #28. So any early action is terrific. This is CBCS 1.8, cream to off-white pages, 1940. You can see the main issue with this. Take a look at the upper right corner. It's missing. That's why it's a 1.8. Yeah, so if it was any bigger, like that chunk was any bigger, you'd be looking at 1.5. If that cover was complete there, you might be looking at a 2.5 or a 2. Yeah, probably a 2.5 now that I have a closer look at this book. But yeah, this is great. Early Superman. Somebody's about to throw somebody off the roof. Superman's there to save the day. Who doesn't like Superman from 1940? This is just great stuff. Cover by Paul Cassidy. Art inside by Fred Gardner and Bernard Bailey. Sheldon Moldoff, Jack Burnley, and Chad Grothkopf. Stories by Jerry Siegel, Gardner Fox, and Ken Fitch. So yeah, lots of great stuff. It does have cream to off-white pages, but who cares? You know, page quality is not a big deal, really, when you go back to 1940, as long as it's not falling apart in your hands. That's it, guys. That was the last book in this video. I hope you enjoyed them. By all means, leave some comments or suggestions. I love hearing from you. Take care. Until next time, sayonara.